Why don't I love myself? This is a question I asked myself for a while. I was depressed and I just couldn't figure out why I didn't have any confidence in myself, why I didn't like myself, I didn't love myself, I didn't like who I was and who I was becoming. And I asked myself, why don't I love myself? And I came to this revelation that I wrote down, and I just wanted to read it to you. So I said that self confidence is built by trusting yourself. This is done by doing the things that you say you're going to do. First, it starts with the small actions, and then it snowballs into bigger actions. It's not that you don't love yourself, it's that you don't trust yourself. And how can you trust yourself? Your past self shown that it can't rely on your future self, and your present self has shown your present self realizes that it can't rely on your past self. And in order to love something or someone, you have to trust them with all of your heart and believe that in their heart they have the best intentions for you. Not for themselves, but for you. So let me break that down a little bit. Um, First off, with trust and love, right? I believe, like I said, and in order to love someone, you have to trust someone with all of your heart and believe that they have the best intentions for you. Let me explain. So, someone says something negative to you or something positive to you, right? If someone says something negative to you and you love them and you trust them and believe that they have the best intentions with all their heart, then you're going to believe it when they say it to you, or at least consider the belief of it. Someone comes up to you and says, "You're an asshole," right? Or someone comes up and says, "I love you," right? Someone comes up and says, "You're an asshole," and you love them, you trust that they have the best intentions in all their heart. Even though you might not appreciate it at first, you might go back and self-reflect and think, well, this person's been honest with me in the past. Am I being an asshole? Let me consider it. Because you believe that they have the best intentions at heart. They're not doing this out of negativity towards you. They're doing this because they realize that you have goals and you have things that you want to achieve in their life, and they want you to become the best person that you can possibly be. Same thing, someone comes up and you love them and they compliment you. You trust what they say. You don't think there's any thing that they're trying to get out of you from saying that thing. You believe it and you value it and you appreciate it, right? But if someone that you don't trust or someone that you don't love comes up to you and says, "You're an asshole," you're not going to believe them because you don't trust them. You don't trust what they're saying is, you don't love them and you don't trust them because you don't trust what they're saying is best for you. You don't believe them. You're like, all right, whatever. Somebody that admires you, that you don't know, that you don't love, comes up to you and is like, "Oh my God, you have such beautiful eyes, you have such beautiful hair, you have such an amazing whatever, you're so intelligent." You're probably not going to believe them, right? You might, if other people have said it to you before, you might believe them, right? But because you don't love them, you don't fully trust what it is that they're saying. You're probably thinking like, what does this person want from me? Do they want my time? Do they want my money? Do they want my resources? What is this person trying to get from me? I mean, you see it when a guy goes up and compliments a girl and they think that like, they're like, okay, he wants my number. Like, or okay, he wants this, right? So in order to fully love someone, you have to be able to trust them. Now, let's go back to the first thing that I said, right? Your past self, or your past self doesn't trust can't rely on your future self, right? What you've done in the past, it doesn't rely on your future self because you haven't done the actions in order to achieve your future self, right? And your present self can't rely on your past self. If you don't love yourself, it's because your present self cannot rely on what you've done in the past. Your past self this past you, you've had goals, aspirations for the future, right? And your present self goes, can we achieve those things? And it says, how do I determine if we can achieve those things? Well, let me look at me in the past. Me in the past wanted a six-pack. Me in the past wanted to create a YouTube channel. Me in the past wanted to do X, Y, Z. Me in the past did not do those things. Me in the past was on a diet program. I ate cheat meals, didn't follow my diet. Me in the past wanted a six-pack. I didn't work out. I skipped several days. Me in the past wanted a YouTube channel. I didn't post any videos. So your present self doesn't trust your past self or believe that your past self loves you because you have not done anything in the past to show yourself that you love yourself. You're not doing the things. Your past self did not do the things that it needed to do to show your true future self that it had the best intentions in it, that you had the best intentions in your heart to show yourself that you love yourself, to achieve those goals, to do those things that you wanted to do. So your present self looks at your past self and says, I can't trust that person. That person is not doing the things that have the best intention for me and has not done the things that have the best intention for me. So your past self goes, I don't love that person because I can't trust that person. That person has not done anything for me to trust. It doesn't do the things necessary in order for me to be able to trust him. And because you don't love that past self is you. So you don't love yourself in the present because you in the past have not done anything to show yourself that you love yourself. So in order to love yourself in the present and believe yourself, have confidence in yourself in the present, in order to achieve what you want to do in the future, whatever that is, and even to achieve loving yourself, right? Your present self has to think, what can I currently do today to show myself that I love myself, to build up proof to myself so that when I look at my past self, I can say, oh, that person loves me. I trust that person. And then you realize, oh, I love myself and I trust myself that I'm going to do the things that I say that I'm going to do, which allows you to love yourself and gives you self-confidence. Breakdown, I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and I'm going to go into it just a tiny bit more, but just like a recap is, in order to fully love someone, you need to be able to trust them. And in order to trust your current self and love your current self, you look at your past self. In order to trust and love your past self, you need to believe that your past self has the best intentions for you in the future. And in order to do that, you need to do actions that will allow you to achieve your goals today so that you build up a version of your past self that you can love and trust in the present, that believes it will obtain the things that you want to obtain in the future. Example of that is if you want a six-pack, you don't need to achieve the six-pack in order to love yourself. What you need to do is have, let's say for 6 months, you've been working out every single day to achieve that goal of getting the six-pack. Your current self will start to love and trust yourself because it looks at the past self and goes, well, the last 6 months, every day I've gotten up and taken the action that I need to take in order for me to get that thing that my future self wants. So I love and trust that past version of myself is going to do the things that it needs to do, and it has the best intentions for me in the future. Yeah. So your present self needs to be able to look at your past self and trust that it has the best intentions for the future. In order for that to happen, you need to do the things that will allow you to achieve the things that you want in the future today, to show and build up an immense amount of support that proves to your current self that you've done the things that you need to do in order to love your current self. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that I can look back on this video one day if I'm ever in this circumstance again, I guess just signing off, be who you want to become in order to become who you want to be.